Welcome to the WLAQ Community Spotlight, where we highlight the wonderful organizations and people that make the Rome community a great place to call home. Here's today's host.
And good afternoon. Welcome to this latest edition of WLAQ Community Spotlight on the WLAQ Rome Facebook page and the WLAQ Radio YouTube channel. And folks, lo and behold, it's going to be 4th of July before you know it. And our guest today, all the way from Cave Spring, Georgia, Christa Jackson, and she is here to talk about the Cave Spring 4th of July Parade.
So excited because this, Elizabeth, is our 40th parade,
Awesome.
Our 40th annual parade. So, you know, anytime you have a 0 or a 5 behind a number, it's always exciting.
Yes.
So we're trying to plan some special surprises for the 40th parade, trying to work that out. But regardless of whether we have special surprises, every year is a surprise because we never know exactly who's going to show up for the parade, right?
Yeah.
So we're really excited, though, to be having an event in Cave Spring that's lasted that long.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 decades is certainly quite a long time. And so let's talk about the fact that it's always on the 4th of July every year. People say, when's the 4th of July parade going to happen? It's going to happen on the 4th.
That's right. That I have already had people ask me that this year, which is fine. I'm always glad to answer it. It is on the 4th of July. It just makes it easier for everybody to know, okay, we don't have to plan. It's going to be on the 4th of July at 9 o'clock in the morning. The 4th is on a Thursday this year. And so the only time we don't have it on the 4th of July is when the 4th falls on a Sunday. And then we usually do it on the Saturday before, just because 9 o'clock in the morning is a time that interferes with people going to church and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this year, though, no problems. It's on Thursday, the 4th of July, 9 o'clock in the morning in Cave Spring.
Yeah. And I do want to point out, and we're going to talk more about this a little bit later on, but there are festivities going on in Cave Spring.
Oh, yes.
Saturday
Yes,
with the
there
Liberty
are.
Day
Yes.
festivities.
And the Downtown Development Authority has done a wonderful job in changing things up every year a little bit. We have something different. It makes it a special. So Miss Liberty is going to have to put her glasses on in order to be able to give you the real good information about Liberty Day.
So
about
we'll talk about that now, and then we'll move on to the 4th of July.
Okay. So all day on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 29th, downtown on the square, there'll be live music. There will be a petting zoo. There will be inflatables from 12 to 5 downtown, and all of that is free. The live bands, the inflatables, the petting zoo. Then there are a couple of other things that are exciting. One is what do you call that? It's when you ride your motorcycle.
A poker run.
Yes, a poker run. Here it is, a poker run right here. Poker run. The poker run is on Saturday, and the first bike out is at 4, and the last bike in is at 7. You register starting at 3, and I think that registration is at the old school, at our old public school.
Okay.
So you can start registering at 3 for that poker run, and I have not ever been a part of a poker run. But it sounds like it would be a lot of fun, especially if you have a motorcycle. So that'll be going on. And then starting at 5 o'clock at City Hall, right across the street from the swimming pool, is our Little Miss Liberty, but all different ages of Miss Liberty contest, all the way from little bitty. That one starts at 5, the baby miss, which is 6 months old to 14 months old, all the way up to Miss Liberty at 6:30. So you can enter that. There's all kind of information on Facebook and online. I think you can go to, if you go to cavespring.georgia.gov, then you ought to be able to find it. But lots of information, and they are so excited about Saturday. Oh, fireworks.
Yes.
Fireworks. That is the grand finale at the end of the day on Saturday. And Cave Spring has amazing fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
It's at dark. People say, what time? Well, it's at dark. So whatever time dark is, it could be 9:15-ish. And anywhere in Cave Spring is a great place to see it. A lot of people do sit down near the swimming pool. Some people sit out on the square. Some people sit in the Casey's grocery store parking lot.
So that way they can get out
quicker. Some people sit in the Dollar General parking lot. I mean, there's in the old school parking lot. Lots of places to see the fireworks, and they are really, really good. So don't miss the fireworks at the end of the day. So you can come to Cave Spring and spend a full day of fun, eat in our restaurants, and I think there'll be some food trucks and some sweets and treats and things like that. So that's a great day on Saturday.
Yeah.
But not the parade. The parade is not on Saturday.
No.
But all these other great events are.
So, folks, make your plans to be in Cave Spring on Saturday and then return on Thursday, July 4th. And that's our primary topic of conversation here, Cave Spring 4th of July Parade. First of all, we talk about this often, that it's a true slice of Americana.
Yes,
it's American. It's an American small town.
It's what we love so much about it, because it is. It's like something you see in an old Norman Rockwell painting. And I always loved Norman Rockwell when I was growing up and through my whole life. And so when people compare it to that, I get excited, because I think that does say America. So we really encourage families to be a part of our 4th of July parade. We always have some, if it's an election year, we always have some political groups that come. We always have folks that ride golf carts and folks that ride old cars, antique cars. We have horses. We get horses. They have to be at the very back. The horses are very back of the parade, but they are all spangled with their stars painted on their horses' flanks and everything. They look so festive with their manes braided and all that. People really go to an awful lot of trouble to make everything be perfect. Lots of we do have floats in the parade. We have I know that we have Miss Jacksonville State University who's going to be in our parade this year. She is from Cedartown, and her name's Grace Ann Lundy.
We know her.
She is going to be in the she's in the Miss Alabama contest this weekend, and so who knows, by next 4th of July she might be Miss Alabama. But right now she's Miss Jacksonville State, and she's going to be in a convertible. So we invite, our wonderful beauty queens and the ones who win the Miss Liberty Day. We would love to have them. The thing about our parade is you don't have to fill something out. You don't have to fill out a form. You just show up. And I'm so thankful. Every year I'm thankful again that we haven't gotten to the point where we have to change and do it differently, because you can just get up that morning and decide, okay, let's go do it, which is kind of how the parade started. We just kind of got up that morning and decided, let's have a parade. But you can just get up on Thursday morning and say, hey, let's go. Let's don't just watch it this year. Let's be in the parade. And you can choose to walk. And those walkers will line up at the what used to be called the lawnmower shop. It's Cave Spring Equipment now, right there at the old train station, the old depot. It's where walkers kind of keep the ones walking away from the vehicles. And then all of the things that have a motor, anything that has a motor on it, including golf carts or tractors all those things, would line up on Perry Farm Road, which is the road that goes down to Georgia School for the Deaf, which is right there next to the depot, the old depot. And you would want to line up facing going out to Alabama Street, facing Alabama Street. There will be people there to help you. So just come on about 8 or 8:15 to get lined up and get ready to be in the parade, and we'll make sure that we start and end at the same place. So whatever you leave there, it'll still be there when you get back. We'd go in kind of a circle or a square and come back to end at the same place where it starts.
And just remember to bring your bags of candy, because people love it when they throw out candy from their floats.
That is the thing that our parade still gets to do too, that every parade doesn't get to, because some of them are just too big, that we still get to throw candy, etc. I remember the year that Mary Hardin Thornton threw trash bags out because of the fact that I wear a trash bag, and because it helped people to remember to clean up any mess that they might have left. So, we do get to throw things out at the parade, which is really great. And so to watch the parade, the best place to be is downtown on the square, anywhere around the gazebo down there. There is some shade up underneath there that helps you a little bit, but anywhere down there is a great place to watch the parade. And then you have to go up the street.
I know what you're coming.
Can I tell you first?
I
The
love
peddler comes first with fudge.
Yes.
So you'll
Bring
be
your
walking
sweet
right
tooth,
by
y'all.
that.
Bring your sweet tooth on the 4th of July.
So you'll be walking right by the peddler as you walk up just one little block to Cave Spring United Methodist Church, where they make the most wonderful homemade ice cream. I think they have had to go to $2 a cup now because ingredients have gone up so much, but $2 for a great big cup of homemade ice cream. All different kinds, not just vanilla, but they have, and those ladies and men that are out there, it's just a special treat for us. It's like a reunion. When you get to the Cave Spring Methodist Church to buy your ice cream, you see everybody that you ever knew, and you get to visit with them, and it's just a great way to end your parade experience there
And that ice cream is homemade. I mean, there's just nothing like homemade ice cream.
Sometimes we have some little girls downtown selling water and snow cones and some other things. Nobody has told me about that, but if there are some little children groups down there, be sure you support them too, because they're usually there for their church or their Girl Scouts or whatever, that they're sometimes downtown selling some goodies too.
Yeah.
So,
and for sure, if there's somebody out there selling or giving out water bottles, everybody's going to take advantage of that because of this hot weather we've had.
That's so right.
So I want to talk about the origins of the Cave Spring 4th of July parade, because as you said, as you indicated, this is a very homegrown event.
As I sit here with my very, very old, 39-year-old silver trash bag and headpiece to be the Statue of Liberty, the way the very first parade started 40 years ago was on a 4th of July morning when I woke up that morning. We had planned to swim all day. My 3 little boys at that time, we just had 3 little boys, and we were going to swim. And we got up. It was one of those gray mornings where it was, raining and not really, it was kind of windy. And it wasn't a day that was going to be good for swimming. Mm-hmm. So we're bored. What can we do? Mm-hmm. And so the Salute to America parade that was in Atlanta at that time was on television, and as a desperate mom will do, I said, well, they have a parade. We can have a parade. So that took about 2.5 or 3 hours to get together. It used a lot of time that morning, getting our wagon and putting streamers on it and blowing up balloons and finding costumes that we could wear. We dug out our boom box and our cassette tape that had patriotic songs on it, put the cassette tape in the boom box, and got our stuffed animals and put them in the wagon, put Christa Jackson in the stroller. He was right at a year old. Chaz and Klein were about almost 5. And so then they said, okay, we're ready. Where are we going to parade? And so I said, well, let's call my parents, Mud and Dandy, who live next door, and tell them to go stand outside on your kitchen porch, and we've got a surprise for you. So they did, of course. They went and stood on the kitchen porch. And so here we came around the corner. We had found a drum, beating the drum, had the boom box going and waving flags. And so we marched up there, and we marched around and around the driveway and went up and down. They clapped and cheered and all that. We took pictures. And so that was our first parade. And I thought it was a one and done. But no, the next year, the boys said, are we going to do our parade again this year? And I said, oh, well, goodness, if we're going to do one, let's do it bigger than what we did last year. So we called some other people and invited them to come. And we called some people down Alabama Road and told them to stand out in their yards at 9 o'clock that we would be coming by. So sure enough, those sweet folks, there they were, those little old ladies and little granddaddies and grandmamas standing out in their front yard. And we would run up to their porch and give them a flag. And that was the second parade. That was the year that they restored the Statue of Liberty in New York, and it made me think to fix the Statue of Liberty costume. Yeah. So that was 1986. So it was an anniversary of the Statue of Liberty, and they restored it. And so that was the beginning of the costume. And then after that, we started having a grand marshal of the parade. We call it the vote dress wearer and the vote banner wearer. And every year, a man and a woman are chosen that have done many wonderful things for Cave Spring, and they're kind of honored to be the grand marshals of the parade. And so that's a big surprise, and that doesn't get revealed until right before the parade. Every year we've added more things. The Statue of Liberty outfit, the vote dress, the vote banner. that vote dress that the recipient gets to wear, the chosen one who is like our Grand Marshal, that dress was made from denim that was made at Lindale when the mill was there. We had a big bolt of it. And so we had a dress made and a banner made out of that material. And
That's
But it was
cool.
made right there in Lindale, which was that's kind of the special touch too. Yeah. So we've had T-shirts done for the parade. We've done, we are usually, my family is usually in now, instead of everybody walking, we usually have Charles Jackson driving the truck, pulling a boat behind it, and that's usually at the beginning of the parade. And then the horses at the back and a fire truck at the very back of the parade. But we have had some amazing entries over the years that you don't know about.
Yeah,
till you
last
see 'em.
year they had
Did
bubbles.
you see it?
There's some people that had bubbles.
Did you see the man in the wash tub last year?
Yes, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
my
that was
word,
pretty
that
funny.
was the
That was a
funniest.
trip.
Yeah.
And there was a cavalcade of jeeps. That
Yes,
they all kind of. I guess what
exactly.
you would call it, a convoy. They were just all together.
Exactly. So that's always so
Yeah.
much fun to see. We've had the Shriners have been there at times with their fun little cars. So we don't really ever know who's going to be there. And it's just as much a surprise for us as it is for everybody that's waiting. So, I hope everybody will come and be with us. I know it's early. 9:00 in the morning is early on a
But you can
holiday.
take a nap later on.
Exactly, and it's not as hot. I mean, it's still hot, but it's not as hot at 9:00 in the morning.
yeah.
So that gives you the rest of the day to do whatever you want to do, and
Yes.
certainly spend it in Cave Spring.
Yeah.
Go to the park, play in the creek, all
Yeah.
those things. That
And I think there are going to be some of the stores that are open.
Yes, there will be stores
I think
open.
Krista's.
Yes,
not
the
this
other Krista.
The other Krista. I think she said she was going to be open. I would be
Yes.
surprised if places like the Peddler.
Right. Will
I'm
be
sure they'll
open,
be
I'm
open.
sure.
And
Right.
I think Creekside usually is open on Thursday.
Yes, that's
I would
right.
imagine.
I don't know if they'll be open on this Thursday or not, but bring a picnic. If you don't, just come and go over and put your feet in the creek and get cooled off and get a cup and dip that water just right out of the creek in Cave Springs. So,
And again, if you want to be in the parade,
just come.
show up.
That's right. I'd say about 8:15. I'd come about 8:15 or so to either the equipment store there at the old train station, or if you're going to ride in something, line up there on the road that goes to Georgia School for the Deaf. But don't go turn your car to come towards Alabama Street.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we're rapidly running out of time. And for those of you just tuning in, Christa Jackson is my guest talking about Independence Day festivities in Cave Spring, specifically the Cave Spring 4th of July parade, which, again, will be actually on the 4th.
Yes.
We've got about a minute or so left. Any parting thoughts? Anywhere people can go to get more information if they'd like to?
Well, of course, I know this is a crazy thing to do, but I do say you can call me, and I know that's crazy. Should I say my number, or you think
Go
that's
for
crazy?
it.
Okay.
If you're bold enough to do it, then.
706-802-8773, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have. You can call the city of Cave Spring also. They have a lot of answers. They might have a lot more answers about what's happening on Saturday. But as far as the parade goes, call me. Just come and look for the lady in the costume, and I'll answer any questions that you got, okay? But, thank you so much for having me. This right here is so amazing. I'm so impressed. That's
We got to give
fancy.
Got to give props to Matt Davis for setting that
Absolutely.
up.
Go, Matt.
It's incredible production work.
Good job.
And thanks for that.
Thank you for having me so much. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to you too. Yeah, absolutely. Christa Jackson, my guest this segment on this edition of WLAQ Community Spotlight. And y'all, that wraps it up for today. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
This has been the WLAQ Community Spotlight. We thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the WLAQ Radio YouTube channel and follow WLAQ Rome on Facebook.